George Washington was the first president of the United States. Everything he did set a precedent for what would follow. President Washington believed in a strong presidency, but was also worried that he should not be considered a king. In his inaugural address, President Washington made it clear that he would not seek to gain in any way monetarily from his presidency.
First honored with a call into the service of my country. Then, on the eve of an arduous struggle for its liberties, the light in which I contemplated my duty required that I should renounce every pecuniary compensation. From this resolution I have in no instance departed, and being still under the impressions which produced it, I must decline as inapplicable to myself any share in the personal emoluments which may be indispensably included in a permanent provision for the executive department.
Washington's appointments to the cabinet were approved without debate. Thus began the precedent that the Congress almost automatically accepts the appointments of the president to his cabinet. In the case of foreign policy, Washington went to Congress to get advice and consent on his foreign policy plans. However, he felt that he was not treated respectfully and thus refused to return to Congress. Thus, advice and consent of Congress changed into consent. Presidents never went to Congress to get advice. Washington took his role as commander-in-chief seriously, leading the army to put down the Whiskey Rebellion. Washington faced two major recurring challenges throughout his presidency. The first, what was the role of the government? Washington sided with Hamilton in the debate and supported the creation of the Bank of the United States, whose existence was not enumerated in the Constitution. The second was, what was the role of the United States in the ongoing war between England and France? Washington insisted on neutrality. Washington did not want to run for a second term, but acceded to pressure and ran for a second term. He, however, refused to run for a third time, thus establishing the precedent of 2 terms as a limit. Washington gave his famous farewell address, where he warned against political parties and foreign entanglement. His address was not an address but a newspaper article that appeared throughout the country.